everyone, I'm Katie Lovewell. I'm here with my real estate partner, Louise Lovewell. We are part of the Lovewell team, and we're here with our favorite loan agent, Bill Jarvis, to give us an update on what is going on with interest rates. So, Bill, you can take it away.
Well, rates seem to have stopped going up so fast, at least, but they're up there. 7.25% today for a 30-year fixed, with no points, and I still think that's probably the way to go. Any loan, I'm hopeful that rates come down in the next 6 months to a year. So I think anyone who buys a house right now will probably end up refinancing within a year anyway. So for that reason, I typically recommend no points anyway, but certainly with the rates being as high as they are, I know a lot of people are tempted to pay some points to get a lower rate. I think that's probably a waste of money because you're probably going to be able to get a lower rate for free in the near future. So I think you just got to kind of grin and bear the high rate and believe that the rates will at some point in the pretty near future come down. So that's a conventional loan, 7.25. The FHA and VA rates are actually very similar right now. They've gone up even more than the conventional rates. The good news on those is the mortgage insurance for FHA has come down a bit, so that's nice. It dropped by about a third. So even though the rate's up a little, the mortgage insurance is down some, so that it was kind of a wash in comparison to a conventional loan.
When someone refinances with a FHA loan, obviously they could get a better rate because when they refinance, with the possible that the mortgage insurance could go back up.
If they change the policy, but that seems unlikely. That they, if anything, it's probably going to come down more. The FHA has a pool of money to cover defaults. That's what the FHA insurance is meant to do, and it's really big right now. So there was a time, in 2010 when the FHA mortgage pool was paying out a lot when there were foreclosures, but it's really been so long since it's been foreclosures. That pool is pretty big. So the only way they would do that would probably be years away, and that would be after probably a few years of foreclosures, which haven't been around in a long time.
I have a question, since you were talking about the PMI. So if somebody was buying like a $800,000 house, how much does the PMI add to that? Or like, what's the deal? Is it
on an FHA loan? It's 0.55%. So it's just over 0.5% a year of the mortgage. So on a 800,000, if you had an $800,000 FHA loan, your mortgage insurance would be a little over $4,000 a year. So $360 a month or something.
That's helpful.
What's the saying? You date the rate and you marry the house. So that's what.
That's right. That's right. Especially right now, I really think for sure that's probably not even going to be a long-term dating on these loans. I think that it's likely. Some other countries have started to lower their rates. I think the United States will probably, at some point in the next 6 months, do that too, and that should trickle down to mortgage rates as well.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And so call me anytime if anybody wants to get pre-qualified. I'm happy to help.
Thank you. And what's the number?
Thank you.
510-828.
It's 5. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
510-828-2455.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Bill.
Bye.
All right, everyone. We are going to go through our stats put out by the local association Bay East as we do every month. So I'm going to begin that now. All right, so starting in, move this over so I can see. Pleasanton. Interestingly, overall, we're seeing a slowdown in most cities, but Pleasanton has both a higher median and an average sales price. I'm gonna jump around. Livermore, unlike Pleasanton, has had a decrease in both their average sales price and their median sales price. Fremont, also a decrease in the median and average sales price. Hayward actually had an increase in the average sales price, but a decrease in the median sales price. San Leandro, again, an increase in the average sales price, but a decrease in the median sales price. Castro Valley, decrease in both median and average sales price. Alameda, the same, a decrease in both average sales price and the median sales price. Oakland, same, a decrease in both average and median sales price. And Berkeley, also a decrease in the average and median sales price. So with that, Pleasanton definitely seems to be the anomaly. We would definitely recommend, I mean, buyers, I know the interest rates are still high, but as Bill Jarvis said, you know, if you can afford, at least temporarily, the rate, knowing that, you know, if all goes to plan, it should be going down in a few months or a year. It would be a good way to get into a house because, of course, if interest rates do come down in 6 months to a year, then likely prices will go back up. So it's, you know, it's a really amazing way to be able to buy now and to refinance later, whereas you can never lower your home price, but you can definitely refinance. So that's definitely a good solution. I would highly encourage buyers to go out there and look because we see prices coming down. Inventory is still down overall, but I just realized Louise was going to talk about buyers, but I'm talking about buyers. So I'm sorry, Mom. Buyers, we definitely recommend you get out there, go look, because the last 2 buyers we have helped were the only offer at the property. So definitely a much better position than they have been for a long time. Louise, do you want to talk about sellers?
Well, I was gonna add one thing about the buyers that, our last 2 buyer sales, which were in this last month, that in both cases, because the seller didn't have any inspections and we were like the only offer on the table, once we got into escrow, in one case, we were able to negotiate 20,000 off. In another case, we were able to negotiate 25,000 off. That's pretty good. I mean, considering we were like the only offer, and I think in both cases, the houses had been on one more on the market than the other, but still, that was really good. So, and with the sellers, my only recommendation is, because all our seller sales so past in the last month or so, if we price it aggressively enough so that whatever the last sale was, to price it aggressively below that, the offers will come, because the goal is to have, even when we have like, you know, in that week and a half of the showings of like, let's say 21 showings or 25 showings or whatever, of that group, it seems like only between 2 and maybe 5. I don't think we've had more than 5, don't you think, Kay? 4 offers, I think between 2 and 4 offers will actually write. So, and then that's what you want. I mean, the perfect world, I was talking to other agents and, you know, they're happy if they can get like at least 2 offers, because at least they can kind of have some competition, or at least have someone in backup in case the first buyer goes away.
And the other thing is, if the market is going down a bit with prices, it's better to be, you know, make sure that you are low enough that you are still appealing to buyers versus, you know, being too high and then you're slowly, you know, you keep chasing the market down and keep lowering and lowering and lowering and taking a longer and longer time to sell, versus if you price it, you know, it may not be where you ideally wanted to compared to a month or 2 ago, but it'll get your house sold versus waiting and waiting and going lower and lower.
Right. Chasing the market down is not a good idea.
Definitely a very frustrating experience. So
I want to do that. That is it. I think we have one more day of heat wave, so then I hope it'll cool down again. Kids are back to school, so fall will be here before we know it.
That's right. All right, everyone, stay well, and thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.